press pause and answer the question.
All right, this question's actually pretty hard. We're looking for the center and the radius of a circle graphed in the xy coordinate plane with the following equation. 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 8x minus 20y plus 26 equals 0. And so our answer is this one. The center is 2, 5, and the radius is 4 units. Let's talk a little bit about the circle. It's pretty interesting. It predates history. It's been around since at least the invention of the wheel. About 1,000 years ago, it was connected to this kind of idea of the divine or the perfect. They just saw something perfect in the circle. So the kind of basic formula of a circle, at least a circle that center is at the origin of our Cartesian graph here, is that x squared plus y squared equals the radius squared. So we have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And let's see if that even makes sense. Well, you can kind of see, let's say that we have a circle with a radius of 4. So now x squared plus y squared equals 16. That's r squared is 16. So if we have a circle with a radius of 4, well, we can see pretty clearly that if we set y to 0, then x equals 4 or negative 4. And if we set x to 0, then y equals 4 or negative 4. All right, that makes sense. So we have these 4 points, and we can kind of put a circle around it for now and see if it works for all the points in between. And again, I like to bring back the Pythagorean Theorem because I think that's one that everyone has bought into. And so what we can say is, okay, we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And if we have a triangle here, we can say that x squared, that's our value here, plus y squared, which is our value here, equals r squared, because that's our radius. That kind of makes sense. So if we say that this is, say, 2, then our y is going to be the square root of 12, and our r is going to be 4. And we can run that all the way around the circle, and it works out. All right. Now, the formula for a circle is one you're going to probably want to memorize, and the one I did before was a little bit simpler because it had its center point and the origin. But if we're going to offset it, if we're going to bring it from like here to over here, at some point that's h comma k, we need to rejigger the formula. The new formula, with a circle with a center point of h comma k and a radius of r, we have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. All right. Now, remember, this is a negative number. Just remember, so we're taking x minus h, y minus k. That's going to come into play later. Now, we're given the formula 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 8x minus 20y plus 26 minus 20y plus 26 equals 0. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get all the numbers on one side of the equation and everything with the x's and the y's, all the variables, all the unknowns, we're going to get on the other side. So we'll have 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 8x minus 20y, and we're going to subtract 26 from this side, so it goes away. And then, of course, we have to do the same to the other side. So that's going to be negative 26 on the other side. And we have all the x's and y's over here, and we have all the numbers over here. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'll divide everything by 2 because it's pretty clear that all these are even numbers. So we'll have the whole thing divided by 2. So now we have x squared plus y squared minus 4x minus 10y equals negative 13. Now we want to group the x's and we want to group the y's. So let's say x squared minus 4x, we're just going to rearrange these orders, plus y squared minus 10y equals negative 13. Now here comes the magic. We're going to complete the square. So what we see is we see this here is x squared minus 4x. And we know that if we want to complete the square, we're going to have to do x squared minus 4x plus 4. Because what that's going to give us is x minus 2 and x minus 2. So it's going to give us x minus 2 squared. And in order to get that, we just took half of this number, negative 4, gives us negative 2. And then same with the y. We're going to complete the square. So we have y squared minus 10y. And we'll take half of that, and that'll be negative 5. And we'll square that, and that gives us 25 plus 25. And that over here is going to give us y minus 5 times y minus 5. We're completing the square. Now what we did is we just added 4 and 25. So we added 29 to the left side of the equation. And so everything's out of balance. So now to make it stay in balance, we have to add 29 to the other side. So we started with negative 13, and we're going to add 4, and we're going to add 25. And we wind up with x minus 2 squared plus y minus 5 squared is equal to 16. Now we're talking. Because we want it in this format, we want it in x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. That's our goal. So we know that h is 2. That's our x value for our center point. And we know that k is going to be 5. That's our y value for our center point. And we know that r squared is 16, so r is 4. So that's our answer. The center is 2, 5, and the radius is 4.